Hi everybody, this is Michael here of Wild and Happy Travel, and today we're going to be exploring Dingle and its spectacular peninsula. So let's get into exploring Dingle. If you haven't already done so, please like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Dingle is located on the southwest coast of Ireland, and it's an unusual place in that it's a town but also a peninsula. Dingle town is known in the Gaelic language as Danganny Cúis, meaning the fort of the hussies. The Dingle Peninsula, which juts out to the west of Ireland to the Atlantic Ocean, is known as Corcaigwina. Dingle is a Gaelic region, meaning the Irish language is widely spoken. Its population for the town is just over 2,000, but for the whole of the peninsula is just over 10,000 people. The Dingle Peninsula was formed many moons ago, approximately 360 million years ago beneath the equator. Geologically, once a desert, nowadays you'll get to see that bursting out of the landscapes on the Dingle Peninsula. From golden beaches, dramatic cliffs that drop into the ocean, high mountains that run through the center of the peninsula, and dotted all along them are beautiful stone walls. These stone walls tell a story about Dingle's past. And that past goes back to 6000 BC, believe it or not, when the first settlers were supposed to arrive on these shores. These early settlers would have discovered an absolutely dramatic landscape and of course decided to have their home there. These homes were shaped from the very landscape of the Dingle Peninsula, where the people would have made rounded huts, tombs, and later years forming beehive huts. These remarkable beehive huts are rounded structures that early Christian monks would have lived in. And when you see them up close, you'll realize there was no cement used at all, just a perfect jigsaw puzzle put together by these incredible architects. These remarkable structures, dating from around about 400 AD, are dotted all along the peninsula of Dingle, but especially on the Slea Head Drive. The use of rock in architecture is not just reserved for beehive huts. It was also used right across the peninsula to form absolutely wonderful stone forts. Moving swiftly through history, and of course we had our Norman invasion of Ireland. And what that brought for Dingle was it became a major port. And a port in terms of trading hides, fish, meat, and believe it or not, wine. The dominance of being one of Ireland's largest ports allowed for a huge amount of trading between different European nations, and they would have used Dingle Harbour as a perfect area to protect themselves against the strong storms and winds that you would have coming in from the west of Ireland. Dingle's importance of being a perfect harbour continued right throughout the centuries, becoming one of the major fishing ports of Ireland, but equally in the terms of the production of linen, and right through to this day in terms of a tourist town. Dingle Town and Peninsula offer some of the best experiences you can have in Ireland, and here are some of my favourite recommendations. Number one is one of the most beautiful beaches you're going to see in Ireland, and it's called Inch Beach. Not because of its measurement, but because of our Gaelic language, meaning a sea meadow. This beautiful golden beach will offer you wonderful views of the peninsula and looking out onto the Atlantic Ocean. At Inch Beach, you can go surfing, you can take a stroll, or even go horse riding. My second recommendation is to take a wonderful kayaking trip along Dingle Bay. Here you can get to explore caves, caverns, and if you're lucky, some beautiful wildlife. My third recommendation is to take a wonderful hike up to Mount Brandon. This mountain sits high overlooking the peninsula and the wonderful Atlantic Ocean. There are various ways you can hike up Mount Brandon. Some are easier than others. If you want an easier route, you can go up the Mass Path, which is about an hour and a half up to the top. And if you want a more kind of extreme experience, then you can climb from the Clohan side, which is a lot more rockier, but stunning lakes that you'll see beneath the mountain. Another beautiful hiking option is the Dingle Way. The Dingle Way is a multi-day route that covers the whole of the peninsula. Generally, people will start in Tralee and finish in Tralee, and it takes anything between 7 to 9 days to complete the whole route. It is a route that offers absolutely spectacular scenery of the Dingle Peninsula, from golden beaches, rugged coastline, and glistening lakes. My next recommendation is to take a boat trip out to Dingle Bay, where you get to experience the Blasket Islands. What you'll find out there are remains of buildings of people who used to live on the island up until 1953. This island produced some of the greatest writers in Irish history, from Peig Sayers, Tomás Ó Crutháin, and Moors O'Sullivan. Heading west from Dingle town, my recommendation then is to follow the Slea Head Drive. Here you can take it by car or by bus or by bicycle, but definitely what you remember is to take it in a clockwise motion. What you'll get to experience on this beautiful drive is dramatic coastline, quaint villages, and stunning beaches. Another recommendation on the Slea Head Drive is to visit Cumminall Beach and Doonmore Head. These spectacular locations offer incredible history and also views of the Blasket Islands. If you're a Star Wars fan, you can get to experience something quite unique on Slea Head. From a distance, you can get to see Civil Head, and that's where they filmed The Last Jedi. Moving inland from Civil Head, my next recommendation would be to visit Gallerus Oratory. This remarkable structure was built without any mortar whatsoever, solely done like a jigsaw puzzle, and when you get to see it, you'll be blown away by its architecture. It is controversial because some people say it's built in the 7th century, others say no, it's from the 12th century onwards. Whatever your opinion is still a remarkable place. Its meaning is a shelter for the tourist. So here are my recommendations on the best places to visit on the Dingle Peninsula. First up is a visit to Dingle town. This vibrant town full of quirky little shops and very colourful streets is renowned for its food and also lively traditional music. So definitely take the opportunity to explore this bustling town. North of Dingle town, if you travel up a hill, you come to a spectacular location known as Connor Pass. You get to overlook Brandon Mountain, and beneath it glistening lakes, and to the north golden beaches of Kerry. Lastly, and it's a personal favourite of mine, is a visit to the South Pole Inn in Inniscall. The reason being, it is home to a hero of mine called Tom Crean. Tom was born in Inniscall but had an amazing life as an Antarctic explorer, and he was on the expeditions with Scott and also Shackleton. His adventurous life is told inside the South Pole Inn, with all the memorabilia hanging on the wall from pictures of his expeditions and the friends that he met along the way. So definitely take the time to soak in the atmosphere at Tom's home in the South Pole Inn. If you're in Dingle, you've got to try the delicious seafood that is caught daily in the bay. Even some of the restaurants have their own boats. However, if you're not into seafood, there's a huge amount of vegan, vegetarian, and even carnivore offers. So after a bite to eat, how about a drink or entertainment in one of the many pubs in Dingle? From small, cozy environments to bustling bars with live music, Dingle is the place to be. So if you're looking to stay in Dingle town or on the peninsula, there's a host of hotels, bed and breakfasts, and even hostels to choose from. Here are some of the frequently asked questions we get about Dingle. How do I get there? Most people travel to Dingle by car, which you can hire from any airport in Ireland. If you prefer not to drive, you can also take the train from Dublin or Cork to locations like Tralee or Killarney. From here, you can take a bus over to Dingle. How do I get around Dingle? Most definitely the easiest way to get around Dingle is by car. However, if you're not driving, you can take a private bus tour that explores the Slea Head Peninsula, or you can also take a bicycle. What is the weather like in Dingle? Dingle being on the southwest coast of Ireland, it experiences all kinds of weather. It is a temperate climate, so do expect some beautiful summer weather and long evenings. Autumn and spring tend to be a little bit less warmer than you'll find in the summer, but equally as beautiful. What do I pack when visiting Dingle? This is really dependent on the time of year you visit Dingle. My recommendation is always to check out the weather before you arrive, but do expect to experience 4 seasons in one day. No matter what time of the year you're planning to visit Dingle, my recommendation will be to pack a rain jacket, have suitable clothing for the outdoors, like hiking boots with ankle support, and very importantly, bring a plug adapter. In Ireland, we use the 3-prong plug, similar to what you'll find in the UK. However, before arriving in Ireland, I would just make sure that you have the right adapter with you. When is the best time to visit Dingle? My own personal recommendation is either spring, summer, or autumn. In summer, you're going to get long hours up until about 10 p.m. to explore the whole region. If you come autumn or spring, this is when it's going to be less crowded and you'll have more opportunity to have the place to yourself. What is the currency they use in Dingle? Dingle, being part of Ireland, of course, uses the euro. You can use cash or you can pay by credit card in most places in Dingle. And that is the end of our Dingle travel guide. Here we are in the South Pole Inn in Inniscall. It's home to a very famous Irish Antarctic explorer called Tom Crean. Hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. Now, there's nothing else I can do apart from have a lovely pint of Guinness. So as we say in Ireland, sláinte.